Hey guys, and welcome to this week's vlog. Today, it is all about creating opportunities for your business in 2018. So let's get started. Roll the intro.
Gather up, you weary souls. Show 'em you ain't dead. Tell 'em that you ain't coming home. Woo, rise. Woo, rise. Woo,
Hey guys, and welcome back to this week's vlog. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for watching. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you like today's video, don't hesitate to hit that thumbs up button one time. If you don't like it at all, be sure and hit the thumbs down button twice. Thank you so much. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Today, I wanted to talk with you about creating opportunities in 2018. Now, all of you guys know my business is the music business, the entertainment business. But what I want to talk about today, honestly, can be applied to any business that you have. It doesn't really matter. What kind of spawned this idea to do this vlog on this specific topic this week? A couple things. The year's getting started. We're already now in March. The year's rolling right along. But also, I get some questions from you guys. And things that you want to know, and you're at home or you're in your state or wherever it is you're located, and you want to know, what can I do about this? How can I grow my business? How can I get into songwriting? How can I be a better songwriter or producer? So I like to get those questions from you guys. My email address is always in the comment section below. Shoot me an email with the topic that you want, and I'll answer it just like I'm going to do today. But I thought that this was a good opportunity to talk to you guys about how to effectively grow your business from a realistic standpoint. I love YouTube. You know, this last 6 months, I've really learned a lot about it. Got to know a lot of people on the platform. But some of the things I go around, before I talk about a topic, I always like to see what other people are saying. Because I don't want to just be redundant and repeat and regurgitate everything somebody else has always said. I always like to have a fresh take and approach on what I talk to you guys about. And most importantly to me is that it's a realistic point, and that when I talk to you guys about things, we're talking on a real level, and we're not talking about just throwing out fantasy and blowing sunshine and that kind of thing. So I got an email a couple of weeks ago, and I had made a post on Facebook about some various different things, and it got a lot of comments, and people were wanting to know, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? So I thought today would be the perfect day and a great vlog this week on creating opportunities in 2018. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk to you about, when you own a business, or you're running a business, or you're a general manager of a business, but most importantly, if you're that entrepreneur and you own your own business and you want that business to be successful, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's the music business or anything else. The first thing you need to understand is that you are the best representation of your brand. Now, that can mean several different things, and we're going to go into that. First of all, always realize that no matter where you go, what you do, who you're talking to, or who you're emailing or communicating with, that when you put yourself out there as a company and you own the business in particular, people always see your company when they see you. So it's always best, always put that best foot forward. Always be thinking and be mindful when you're communicating with people and when you're talking to people. You are always representing your company. Yes, you're representing yourself, but you are your company. So always put your best foot forward. Always think about the language that you use. Always think about how you dress. I know that's a funny one coming from me, because this is my outfit, but I'm in the entertainment business. This is kind of what's expected. If I showed up in a suit and tie, people would look at me like I'm crazy. But those are things to think about. Some of the things that matter in business shouldn't matter in real life. I can honestly tell you that I've gone to business meetings and things, and the way that I dress, I show up in track pants and an Under Armour shirt and my hat on backwards, and people look at me like I'm crazy. But this is my brand. This is who I am. I'm not going to put on a suit to look like somebody else, because when I put on a suit, I actually do become someone else, and that's not the person that I want these people to meet. I want them to know the authentic me. I want them to know exactly who they're dealing with, exactly who they're going to be working with, and I think that sets both sides at ease. So always understand, you are the best representation of your brand. Most of the time, a lot of you that I'm talking to, you're a single employee company. It's you. You do everything. You wear all the hats. But every time you put on one of those different hats, always remember that you are the one representing your company, and you are the best representation of your company. Now, some subsections into that, let's get into representing your company properly. Let's talk about logos for a second. I have a habit. Branding, I know a lot about branding, and I break all the rules. I find myself redesigning my logo every year to 2 years, and I know that's not a thing, but times change, styles change, and I like to stay current with that. If you don't have an amazing logo for your business, that's where you need to start, and put a lot of creative thought into that. There again, most of the time, people are going to see that representation of you before they ever see you. So you want something that is current, that reflects the business that you're in, that is very sleek. And you know what? Gone are the days, you don't have to pay these people thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to create amazing looking logos anymore. I mean, back years ago, I became very proficient with programs like Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop and things like that. So I kind of have the skill and know what I want, but honest to goodness, I use that as a starting place, and then I often hire somebody to go, okay, this is my idea, now I want you to take it over the top for me, because I don't have time to do that. Again, I'm off running a business. So I would encourage you to do the same thing. Think about how your business looks. If you get other people's opinion, if you were on the outside and you thought that you might be somebody that was interested in whatever it is that your business or whatever service it provides or product, put yourself in the consumer's shoes. Think about what attracts you to certain brands. What stops you in your tracks and gets your attention? What, when you see something, makes something feel authentic? What makes it feel real? What makes it feel legitimate? And what is that thing that you can point to that says, I chose this company because I want to do business with them because of, I've either seen work they've done, or I see them in the marketplace a lot, and I like what they do, I like their style. You always have to think about things as a consumer first. So what gets your attention is going to get other people's attention too. I also want to talk about presentation. Present your company as the company that you want it to be, not necessarily the company that it is. You've all heard the saying, fake it till you make it. I don't really like that saying. Quincy Jones has a saying that I like a lot better, and that is imitate until you can innovate. And I think that's a really cool thing. When you look at other companies out there, don't let that make you feel small, because every large company on the face of the planet does it. When you look at sports and all they're doing is keeping up with one another. They're trying to one-up each other, but they all have basically the same products. If you look at Nike, they've got track pants, shorts, tennis shoes, socks, shirts, hoodies, hats, everything. Under Armour has the same thing. Adidas has the same thing. When you look at computers and cameras and all these other things, there's no one that really stands on top of the other. You can look at one specific product, and their competitors all have something in that same line. So look around at the other companies that you're in direct competition with. Make sure that you're presenting yourself and your company and your products at the same level that they are presenting theirs. Then try to find that extra element that you can provide and that you bring to the table that they don't bring to the table. One good thing about being a small business owner and really growing your business is that the selling point really should be is you. That's your main presentation. Yes, you can go with this other company and they've got 300 employees and they've got this, that, and the other, but you'll never get the kind of attention to detail that I can provide, because I'm not trying to service 1,000 different clients. I'm servicing 3 to 5 at a time. So I really dig in and I really give it my personal attention. So presentation is everything. You need to identify those 3 to 5 things that you do just as well as your competitor and be able to show that and prove that. Then you need to find 3 to 5 things that makes you stand apart and makes you unique from your competitor, because those end up being the selling points that can bring clients in and help you grow your business. Let's talk about social media. I get this question a lot. You need to be using every available platform possible to market your business and get the word out there. You've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, you've got Instagram, you've got Snapchat, you've got all these different, YouTube, you've got all these different platforms to showcase your business. If you're not using social media properly, I can tell you that growing your business in 2018 and any other year is going to be almost impossible. You have got to learn the algorithms of each one of these social networks and find out how to utilize those platforms for the benefit of your business. Let's take Facebook for just a second. It is frustrating. It's very frustrating because you can have 5,000 people following you on Facebook. Well, now when you make a post, only like 5 to 10% of those people that actually like your page are seeing what you're posting. That's frustrating because a lot of us put a lot of time, effort, and energy into going out and collecting those fans and collecting those likes and engaging with people, only to now be able to put up content and people not seeing it. They want you to boost the post. When you boost the post, the percentage goes up from the people that do like your page that will see the post. So that brings in ad budgets. Yes, you need to have an ad budget for your business on a monthly basis. You need to sit down and go, okay, across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, I am going to commit X amount of dollars, and here's how I'm going to break it out. You have to run your business like the major companies run their business, that you have to advertise. You have to get down on that grassroots level and go, we're going to utilize these platforms, we're going to advertise, we're going to get in front of as many people as possible. Think of your business as a funnel. And this is very important. Think of your business as a funnel. The more you put in the top, the more will come out the bottom. That's the way you have to operate your business. You have to get as many potential clients in that top of that funnel so that they can work their way through and they can come out the other end. Now, not everything you put in the top is going to come out the bottom. It's just the way that it works. But your percentages go up when you utilize the social media networks and you know how each one of them works individually. It's a very important thing. I don't use Facebook as much as I used to because that really frustrates me about their algorithm. I think that if somebody likes your page or your friends or whatever, that when you post something, it ought to go on the feed and it ought to be available for everybody to see. I don't like the pay-for-play mentality when it comes to social media. I've become a huge fan of Instagram. Those of you that watch these videos, y'all know most of you follow me on Instagram. I love that platform. Facebook does own Instagram, so it's starting to become a little bit more like Facebook, but there are things you can do. You can get notifications and all that sort of thing and really know how to engage your followers on Instagram to make sure that you show up in their feed. But you can also boost your posts within Instagram as well, and that's something that I highly recommend. While we're talking about this, I think this is a very important time to say this. And I deal with artists and musicians and songwriters all the time. And this is a horrible mistake that they make all the time. Every post that they put up has something to do with their music. Or buy this, or buy that, or download this, stream that, watch this. Your potential customers, or your friends, or anybody that you're going to count on to help grow your business, they hate advertising just as much as you do. There's nothing more frustrating than being into your favorite program on television, your favorite show, and then a commercial comes on. Or you're scrolling through your feed on social media and it's ad after ad after ad after ad. If you really want to grow your business, learn to engage your friends, your fans, your potential clients. Learn to engage them on a level of personality and a personal touch. Don't always ask them to buy something. Don't always ask them to stream something or download something or watch something. We all have such busy lives, and it goes in the blink of an eye. A lot of us don't have time to go, you know what, all right, I'm going to take the next 5 minutes and do what this person's asked me to do. But we are much more likely to stay engaged with fresh and frequent content. So don't always, when you're setting up your ad budgets and you're utilizing the social platforms, don't constantly bombard your social media followers with asking them to do things and creating activities for them to do, because they don't have time in their daily lives to do it. If you are going to do that, and you are going to run those kind of ads and do those sorts of things, look at the times that you do those things. Don't ever run those ads until 6:30 to 7 o'clock at night, till 10, 11, or 12 o'clock at night, when people aren't at work and people do seem to have a little bit more free time in their schedule. All of this is learning the platforms. It's knowing the analytics. It's knowing when to do what and what engages your audience the most. Information is power. Okay, now let's talk about the big one. I get this one a lot. What do I charge? I'm a new business. I need to make a living, but I want to grow my business. We live in a society where everybody wants a deal. I like deals. I like getting deals. I like feeling that I got exactly what I wanted for the exact price that I wanted to pay. Everybody wants that. Budgets are tighter, and people really want that value in exchange for their dollar. Clients are the exact same way. Most of the time, the clients that you're going to attract, they're dealing with small budgets, and they want very high quality on a very low cost scale. You have to be careful here, because there's always somebody that will undercut you. That's why I was talking earlier. It's so important to build value in your brand and in your company, so that when people contact you, they already know that they're dealing with somebody that's on another level, other than these people that will just do things for free. Now let's talk about free for a second. If you're a new company and you are just starting out, you are going to have to do some work for free. Now, this is very important, and pay very close attention to this. Just because you do work on spec or to start getting your name out there, we have to do a better job of disassociating the value of our work for what we're charging. And I think this is very important. If you want to get your name out there, you want to get your brand out there, you want to put your company on a larger scale, you have to be willing to suck it up a little bit and go, you know what? I'm so confident in my ability that I'm going to go do this for this client because they're a very large potential client. I'm going to show them the value. I'm going to show them the quality. And you talk to them about that up front, and you go, look, I'd like to do business with you all year long. What can I do right now to earn that business? How about we're talking about this specific thing, or we're going to do this one thing. How about I do it for nothing? And then you tell me when we're done if you don't love the quality of the work. And if you love the quality of the work, then let's sit down and let's talk about what I normally charge moving forward. But I want to earn your business this year. Talk to these clients on a realistic level. Don't place yourself way up here and go, well, if I've got to charge this, I've got to do that. Be willing to sacrifice when you're getting started. And I got to be honest with you, that really never changes. There are still areas today that I sacrifice. When I do these records and I do these independent artist packages for certain independent artists all over the world, I'm not charging anywhere what I would normally charge to produce a record or an EP. But it's important to me that they get that value. And you know what? I end up producing 2 or 3 projects for them over the course of 2 or 3 or 4 years. And I get to know people. That work leads to other work, which leads to other work. It's a domino effect. You've always got to look at your business just like that. It's a big table with an elegant design of dominoes laid out, and it's your job to go over there and tip that first domino over. I promise you that if you deliver quality content, you are a great communicator, and you communicate with the client, I promise you those dominoes will fall. Because I know that I do this. When I find something that's a great value to me, I tell everybody about it. I want everybody to know. And that's important to think about, that your clients are just like you. They're people too. They have opinions. They have lives. They have budgets. They have everything else that you have, that you're trying to squeeze into this, 10 to 12 hours a day that we work now, and the clock never seems to stop. But don't ever hesitate, and don't ever think that you are above the point of being able to humble yourself and let people know that you're willing to do something on spec. I was talking to a photographer the other day that I really wanted them to do some shots for us, but we didn't have the budget for this artist. And I'm like, and this is a new photographer, and I said, look, you can put these pictures in your book, you can use them for whatever you want to use them for, but we need to use them for XYZ. And, we worked out a deal. And it's like, I'm not expecting people to work for free. There's a lot of companies out there that will, and they'll just hop from one provider to another, one company to another, that'll keep doing spec work. And that's not right. There is a line in the sand that you have to draw. But I think it's important to never think of yourself, no matter how far you've gotten or how successful, that you are above always doing whatever it takes in the initial point to create that new relationship and learn how to work with another company. I promise you that every time I've ever humbled myself and I've ever sacrificed to do something, it has led to amazing things. Very rarely do you ever just get completely burnt. Does it happen? Absolutely, it happens. But this is about growing your business and creating opportunities. And a lot of times when you're creating opportunities, you have to be willing to do things that you wouldn't normally be willing to do. Now let's talk about your company, your product, and your service. It is so important to create a product or offer services that you yourself are proud to represent, that you're proud to point to. Always create work that will get you more work. Never think of it as, well, I'm just doing this for this, so I'm not going to put as much time into it because it's just for this. It's just a little free thing that I'm doing. You never know who's going to see or hear what your company's doing and what you yourself are doing. The world now is an amazing place. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So always, whenever you're putting your time, effort, talent, and passion into anything, do it 110%. Look at the people out there that you're competing at and rise above. That has always got to be your goal. Mine's going to look better, sound better, feel better, taste better, whatever it is. Always put that passion level at 110%. Go take that knob and turn it all the way up. Turn it to 11. Because you have to be and represent products that you're proud to point to, so that when you do get that opportunity, you're never sitting back and thinking, okay, well, maybe I can show them this one, or maybe I can show them this one, or maybe I'll pull that one out. The only time that you should ever have that is when you get that opportunity to meet with a potential new client. It ought to weigh you down thinking, I've got so much good stuff that I don't even know where to begin. That's where you should find yourself. Not trying to pick the best of the best of the best, because they should all be the best. They should all be great. And if you, as the business owner, take the time to make sure that you're investing the right amount of time, the right amount of passion, the right amount of effort, and you're putting all of that into what it is that you're creating, I promise that you'll find that your products will stand head and shoulder above others, and services as well. I'm in more of a service business than anything else, and that's what I always try to deliver is amazing communication. Communication is huge. People want to be a part of the process. You have to be able to communicate effectively. You also have to know how to communicate the way that your potential client wants to communicate. Anybody that knows me will tell you, I don't like talking on the phone, like very much at all. It's like, if you can't text it, it's not worth talking about. But I've got to get better about that. I have clients that I work with that like to talk on the phone. They don't like to text. They don't like to email. They like that direct communication. So even though it's not my favorite thing to do, I do that for them because that's what makes them comfortable. And you have to realize, and that's a part of sacrifice as well, you have to understand and look at what things are important to the client. That's how you grow your business. Being what other people need you to be. It's not always about getting to be who you are or who you think that you are. It's about being moldable to fit their needs and their expectations of you and your company. One of the last things I want to talk about is kind of goes back to being the best representative of your company. It's funny, my wife tells me that I'm never off. That she would love for me to go, okay, I'm going to work from 7 in the morning and then I'm shutting down at 4:30 in the afternoon. No matter where I go or what I'm doing, there's a start time and there's a cutoff time. I can't do that. I never have. I probably work 16 to 18 hours of the day. Every once in a while, I'll take maybe an hour or an hour and a half, and I call them breaks, but even if I sit down and turn on the TV, it's 5 minutes and I've got my phone in my hand, I've got my iPad out, I've got my laptop out, I'm researching something, I'm looking up something. So very rarely do I ever take a break. Even when I go out in public and I'm looking around and I meet people or I'm seeing things in a store, it's sparking off and firing things in my brain about, I could apply that to my business, or I could apply that to a song, or that sign right, that's a great song idea. I need to write that down, and I write it down in the notes. To a lot of people that don't understand the drive that it takes to own a business and to create opportunities and to grow a business, they don't really understand this. They don't understand the pressure and the weight that is on your shoulders because it all relies on you, especially if you have a family. But one of the things I want to talk to you about is walking, talking, and operating as a business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You never know if you're going to get that opportunity when you're at your child's school or you're pushing a buggy around Target. I've had opportunities come to me at a gas station, just pumping gas. And somebody either recognizes me or they'll see something I've got on and they'll ask me about it. And that creates a situation where I can turn a relationship into an opportunity for me in my business. So the piece of advice I want to give you is the thing that I've always been told that I'm guilty of. And that is I turn every opportunity into a business opportunity. I turn 90% of relationships into business relationships. And the reason that I do, and I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do, I'm just saying that when you own a small business and you're trying to grow your business, can you ever think back on a time when you thought, man, I just wish that the business would stop coming in? No. That's what keeps us up at night, is worrying that all this is going to end. So everywhere I go, everything I do, most of the people that I meet, that I interact with, I'm constantly looking for that opportunity to take this from a personal relationship into a business relationship. And I'm not saying that that is always a good thing to do, but it's the way that I do things. It's hard for me to get involved and find passion I don't do a lot of things for fun. I don't do a lot of things because I enjoy them. My wife tells me all the time that I am most guilty at constantly turning the things that I do into fun into businesses. And I can't just like cars, I've got to turn it into a business. I can't just like playing guitar, I've got to turn it into a business. Or even all this video stuff. Cinematography is a huge passion of mine, but I turned it into a business because I love doing it. So I don't think that's such a negative thing. I think when you're an entrepreneur and you've got that spirit about you, you love what you do. You love the art of creating. You love the thought of turning nothing into something and looking and knowing, I did this with my own hands. That's always what's been a big driver for me. So everywhere I go, everything that I do, I'm always thinking about business first. How can I create this business relationship? How can I turn this thing that I love into financial success? It does get, it gets tiresome, it gets overwhelming, but I encourage you to walk, talk, and operate like a business all the time. Because especially, the other thing you got to realize is others that are looking at you and they find out that you own this business or you offer this service, you are, again, your company's best representation, and most of the time, those people come to see that first. So it's very important that you are constantly representing your company. Everywhere you go, you are the representative of your company. If you think you're having a personal conversation with somebody, sometimes you are, most of the time you're not. Most of the time, if you were to say something negative or say something that had a negative effect on that relationship, your company's going to lose that business or the potential of business. So everything you say, everywhere you go, you are a constant reflection of your business. You have to know that, you have to be aware of that, and you have to approach each one of those situations. Perfect example of this, and I've seen this happen a million times, and I know you guys have too. You've been out and you've been in traffic, and it never fails, these guys that drive these trucks, they've got the name of their business on the side of the truck or on the back glass, and you look over and somebody's cut them off, and the next thing you know, the windows are down and the middle fingers are out and they're swearing at each other, and I'm thinking, dude, the name of your company is splashed all over your vehicle. I don't understand that. That's because they get to a point where they actually think that they are a separate individual from their company. That the person that's leaning out the window and yelling and cussing and flipping the guy off in front of them, that person is going to be able to look back and go, oh, well, I'm going to separate that guy who's acting completely immature and the company that he represents that's on the side of his vehicle. That's what I'm talking about. Everywhere you go, you are a representative of your company. You are a representative to potential clients. If you want to grow your business and create opportunities, it is going to be up to you, but you have every opportunity all day long to meet people, to get involved in situations and take advantage of opportunities that can put you physically in a position where you need to be to grow your business and create opportunities for your business. Following up on that a little bit, one of the things I want to talk with you about that I think is important. I don't do this always, but I used to do this, and I'm going to kind of go back to it. If you'll notice, like I was talking earlier, my uniform, I wear these solid shirts all the time. I've got solid V-neck shirts that I wear in the winter. I love Under Armour stuff. I'm not endorsed by Under Armour. They don't give me anything. I just love their clothes. So I wear a lot of it, but I typically tend to buy the plain stuff. And then I go and I have my logo put on it. Hats, the same thing. I like to have my logo on things. Why walk around and advertise for somebody else's business? Think about that. When you're talking about ad budgets and things like that, most people don't think about this, but if you've created that awesome logo, you need to show it off. Don't advertise for other people's companies. That's, to me, a big thing. I can't tell you the number of times that I've been out and I've had a hat with my logo on it, and somebody will look at it and go, what does that stand for? Boom. Open door, open relationship. And that's an opportunity. I've made really awesome vinyl stickers that are just real small, and I put them on my truck. In my other cars, and I have asked me all the time, "Oh, what's that stand for? What is that for?" Well, that creates an opportunity. If I go out and I'm wearing a shirt, I just ordered a bunch of these shirts, and I'm having my logo put on them. Just for that reason, you are a constant representative of your company. So represent your company every opportunity that you get. Make sure that your social profiles look great. Make sure that your website looks great. I know a lot of people don't use websites very much anymore, but they are a great source of information for you to show off your work in one spot. Make sure that everything looks professional. Make sure that everything is designed to the hilt, and that it looks just as good as the big companies that you want to be one day. And there again, going back to the saying, imitate until you can innovate. So think about that. Think about branding. Think about being the representative of your company 24/7. Whether it's having your own clothing, or whether it's having your own hats, or business cards, or whatever it might be, you constantly need to be a representative of that company, because you are, whether you think you are or not. So since you are, when you go out in public, be proud of your brand. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of the company that you represent, that you're building. Be proud of what it stands for. And most importantly, be proud of the work that you do. And know that it stands out because of the personal attention and because of your passion. It stands out above everybody else. I want 2018 to be a productive year for you. I want you to look at where you are and look at where you want to go. And create those steps for yourself. Write it down on paper. I'm a huge guy about writing things down, and I'm system oriented. So it's like I would have been great in the military. The structure would have been great for me, but I just couldn't do it. But I wish that I had, because I'm very structure oriented. I like to have a plan. I like to write things down on paper and then physically cross them off when I've completed them. I encourage you to create a plan for your business. Create a plan for this year. Get one of those. I've got a dry erase board that I write things down on, that I hold myself accountable for achieving and completing. And then if I don't complete something, then I've got to find the time or make the time to go and make sure that I do that. Put solid plans in place. Plan ahead. Don't plan for next week. Be planning for next month. You already should know right now what you're going to do to create opportunities and grow your business in the month of April, and it's just March. Create 3-month plans and 6-month plans so that you're constantly ahead of yourself and you know what you're doing on a daily basis, so that you don't keep going back over the same thing that you did yesterday and the day before. And by God, whatever you do, don't procrastinate. As a small business owner or a business owner of any size, the downfall of most business is lack of creation, lack of passion, and basically putting things off till tomorrow. Procrastination is a killer. It kills everything. So don't think, oh, this is something I can start next month, or this is something that I can do this summer. Start thinking of things that you can do right now. You may not have a large amount of cash to put into an ad budget, but set aside something to get yourself started and to get you going. I wish you all the most success in 2018. Like I said, if there's ever any question that I can answer for you, all you have to do is email me or put it in the comment section below. My email's there in the description. Send me an email. Go to my website. Send me an email or contact me through my website. If you've got questions, I've got answers. There's a commercial for that somewhere. But I love to answer your questions. And more importantly than anything, I love, and I've seen this happen since I've started this vlog series, I've actually seen it happen. I've watched people do what I've told them to do and encouraged them to do, and I've watched them go from nothing into building budding and successful businesses, and that is so rewarding for me personally. So I want you to be successful, no matter what it is. I don't care what you're doing. If you're in music business, or you want to be an actor, or you own a recording studio, or you're an insurance salesman, or you own a screen printing business, I don't care. I just want you to be successful. At the end of the day, business is business. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. If you bring the passion, and you bring the creativity, and you bring the drive, it doesn't matter what business you're in, you're going to be successful. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for taking the time out. I know this probably went longer than I wanted it to, but they always do for some reason. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can hit the button below, hit the bell next to it, so that you're notified every time I upload new content. You'll get the notifications from YouTube. It'll come to your email, all kinds of cool stuff. If you have any questions, my email address is in the description below, or you can leave a comment. I love for you to leave comments. I read every single one of them, and sometimes I respond to them. So leave a comment, send me an email. Don't forget, you can follow me on social media everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at the Steve Freeman. Until next time, guys, keep the drive, keep the passion, and keep being creative. See you guys next time.